Yeah, check that shirt. Lacoste? Is that a Lacoste shirt, bro?
Oh no, dog. This is
Hey, chill
sorry.
out,
This is
yo.
this is a fucking Loki alligator,
Oh,
crocodile Loki.
bruh. Man, welcome back to another episode of the Starter Kid, you friggin' nerds. All right. I'm Marcus. That's Lance. The energy's kind of down right now because I'm sick as a dog. Lance is at work chilling. All right. But we also have a special episode today. Just because we couldn't find a movie to pick, but also
We
to
just
just
tried the mountain.
yeah, that's true. I know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did look for the mountain. All right, but I guess it's so new that it hasn't been fucking put on them sites yet. You know what I'm saying? Or something. I don't know. Well,
On
whatever.
those services, the apps,
You know what I'm
where
saying?
we usually stream it on
Yeah,
cable.
yeah. I know. We just gotta start buying shit now, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
couldn't even find a place to buy it. I feel like The Mountain by Rachel House is so new and doing so well that it's not even like pulled from all the theaters out there yet. And it came out in like March. I just saw her post something on her Instagram as like a with the actors. They were at like the theater doing a premiere or something. I was like,
oh,
is this not out yet? We jumped the
oh,
gun. My bad.
oh. This is brand spanking new. All right, then that could be the next one. But I think this is a good one too to give like a cool little send off for Taika month last month,
Mhm.
right? Today we are ranking the 8 movies in Taika Waititi's discography.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, and yeah, this is like I just got my list down and I'm looking at it, and we were discussing it before we started recording. The middle is hard, but the
Mhm.
top three, like consensus, is just easy, but quite easy. But the last, bro, like obviously the middle, but dude, the last two, number 8 and 7, I'm kind of waffling, but we'll get to
Okay.
that, bro. We'll get to
Nice.
that, man. You got
Nice.
anything to tell them? What's the deal?
No, just really excited to go through these movies. Obviously, Taika's a big name in our community and in um, you know film,
Yeah.
and not just in like the Pacific, but also in America and the world. So this is a big one for us.
Yeah.
One of these movies has to be last, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It
You know what I'm
just
saying?
means there are other really good movies.
Yeah.
So
He
yeah,
doesn't have an outright bad movie. You know, it's just some are just a lot more different than others. Before we get into the list, man, I just want to remind y'all, man, hit us up on the YouTube, man. YouTube.com/the Polytickin Network. We got other shows on there too. We got this one. We got the Polytickin Podcast. And we got Way Back Wednesday on there, you know what I'm saying? Archive posts, you know what I mean? We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with that. But yeah, check us out there on the socials, man. Hit us up everywhere at the Polynesian, at Oh Hello Marcus. Check out the Uso Cepham at Cepham. Yeah, you know what to do, man. Without further ado, how do we? So let me just ask before we get into it, bro. How'd you go about your list? I know it's personal preference,
mhm.
but what is it that like really gave you your rubric?
Just like I mean, I know we've reviewed some of these films.
Yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows, Boy, Next Goal Wins.
Hmm.
So we are familiar with some of it, but I was ranking them off of just what I thought was best movies.
Yeah.
Right. So even though pretty much also aligning with my personal preference, because what's good to me is like emotional, but also you're learning through a story. It's a travel, it's an adventure. It's definitely a journey
Hmm.
that we expect when we watch these type of movies. So which one of those are the best to watch in order? But yeah. And then going from the top, I was just like, okay, which movies are the best movies, right? Let's place these up top, and then which movies might not, resonate or still be remembered as well,
Yeah.
and then put those at the bottom, and then just try to flesh out that list over the last couple of days.
Hmm.
But I mean, it's pretty tough, and also there's no wrong rankings. These are all good movies.
Hmm.
Just yeah, which ones were great.
Yeah.
So you want us? Do you mind if we start from the top and then work our way back? And that way we can get
Whoa.
like really into what makes the best movies the best, and then
Okay.
the later ones we'd be like, oh, you know.
that'll be a quick one, huh? I'm like, yeah, well, it's not really it's at number 8 for a reason. Yeah, I got you. Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, I got you. Um, I totally understand, man. I love Taika's movies because of everything that you said, but also like I'm becoming a huge fan of visual storytelling, and he's really good at that. You know what I'm saying? The like in Hunt for the Wilder People with the expanses. You know what I'm saying of the bush, the New Zealand bush.
Yeah.
You know, it just
Ah,
gives us. You know, it just
he
gives us.
said
He said
Bush.
bush. It just gives you a sense of the scale. You know what I'm saying? I love things
Yes.
like that. Jojo Rabbit. I guess this is gonna be a spoiler heavy show, but like with Jojo Rabbit and all the bright colors, amidst
Hmm.
something as dark as like World War two,
Yeah. Yeah.
one, two. Okay, well, I'm not a history buff. Um, whichever one Hitler was in and lost that freaking
Loser.
loser. But yeah, I'm with that, bro. One
Nice.
to eight, 1 to 8.
All
So
right.
yeah, you can start, bro. Go ahead.
The
It's on
number
you.
one movie by Taika Waititi.
Come on,
I think
say
we
it.
we agree. A lot of people do. Boy,
Yeah,
released in 2010.
yeah.
James Rolston, Taika
Mm-hmm.
as the dad. Yeah, this one was so good, so fun, and
Mm-hmm.
also funny, and also sad. Very sad in a bunch of places. And that, like you said, that emotional roller coaster and that visual storytelling, so many parts of it is like no talking is happening then, but you'll get an animation of like the dad's colored figure, in crayons crying
Mm,
over the mom's grave or something like that. You'll get,
yeah.
Rocky thinking he can blow up buses that make fun of him as they pass by. All those
Yeah.
different stuff might not be able to like, create something or animate something for that, but to have those like 2D drawings too, and that
Hmm.
like whimsical childlikeness of it,
Yep.
yeah, really hits home and relays that message that you might not be able to just film,
Yeah.
and also points to like the imagination and the creativity going on in different characters' heads and how they see things.
Yeah.
So this one though, the story, the acting, the characters, that journey to find the money, Leaf eating. Oh yeah, yeah. Spoiler alerts for all of these movies. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen
Definitely,
them,
bro.
we're probably going to be talking about some integral parts. But
Hmm.
yeah, that one, seeing Taika as the dad, as like just like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So good. So
Yeah.
good. What
Hmm.
is do you also have Boy as your number one
I,
Taika
I
movie?
I do, man. I do. I had to put it at number one because I feel like this is definitely the origin of Taika's style, like his
Mm.
directing style, and the way he writes his stories, right? Like some of his best stories involve like the erasure of innocence in children. You know what I'm saying? Like these
Yeah,
kids,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's really good at writing children characters, and like the actors that he puts on his movies really carry the weight of the entire thing, and they do a damn good job. Children, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Boy is the one that I put at number one because I feel like it is the start of the Taika that we know of, and like the start of Taika's style
Mm.
of movies and writing and directing. So it's definitely the one that put him on the map. So yeah, I have to put it at number one for me too.
Uh, hey, Chardonnay,
Yeah,
want to see my Michael Jackson dance moves?
come on,
And
bro.
then, oh, not good
Yeah,
enough. It's really hard to moonwalk out there on the
mm,
rocks.
come
You got to
on.
be better prepared. But he did those moves at the Grammys.
Yeah.
What would you say was one of your favorite parts of Boy, or one of your most memorable lines?
Oh, definitely the Chardonnay part. That's one I always go to with the Michael Jackson. But if not that, then when Rocky was rollerblading into the garage towards the end
Oh
with the
yeah.
sparkler, yeah,
Oh,
um, yeah, it shows what was the dad's name again? What was the Taika's
Shogun.
Shogun? Yeah, right. Yeah, it shows Shogun's loss. You know what I'm saying? Of like At that point, his homies had left. Everybody had left, right? And he was just by himself, just drinking in the garage and shit. And then this fool Rocky finally like tries to what's it called? Tries to connect with him in some way, right? There's that too. There's the one at the cemetery too, where he's visiting the mom. I think that's the end though, when Shogun's at the cemetery and the boys
Oh,
meet up
yep.
with him over there after they,
Mm-hmm.
after they fucking berate him. You know what I'm saying?
So good.
Yeah. I think that speech when Boy was yelling at him is probably my favorite part. They're like, "Wake your ass up, shit!" I can't remember exactly what he said, but yeah,
He gets all mad and sad. He's like, I'm like
punching him,
you.
slapping him.
I don't have any potential.
Yeah,
Sad.
yeah, bro. Um, yeah, yeah. So definitely Boy number one, man.
So
Why did you
good.
wait? So why did wait? Oh, you already said why you picked Boy. So what was number two for you, bro?
Yeah, number two had like I think this one was right up there, and a lot of people know it. Hunt for the Wilder People
Mm.
uh, was also a New Zealand like legendary classic that what is it, 2016? It's less than 10 years ago, but it broke like box office records. Starred Sam Neill of the Jurassic Park uh, fandom. Where
Mm-hmm.
what was his name? Dr. Alan Grant
Dr.
in
Alan
Jurassic
Grant.
Park.
Mm-hmm.
Also had Julian Dennison. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
kid
Fire
killed
Fist.
it.
Fire Fist. Yeah, yeah,
Fire
yeah. He's
Fist.
fucking good, bro.
As a child, as a foster child who's like has to stay with the last family who will take him, because if it's not this family, then it's juvenile detention. Like you're going to
Mm-hmm.
kids prison because you just can't live with any family. No family wants to take you.
Yeah.
And then frickin' who is it? Rima Tawiata as Bella. I
Mm.
thought was just like trying to be the person her character needed when they were little and
Mm-hmm.
be in that safe place for Ricky. Uh, Ricky Baker. Ricky Baker. Dun, dun,
Ricky
Ricky
Baker.
Baker. Dun,
Ooh,
dun.
Ricky Baker.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to her. And then, the adventure starts off when she suddenly passes away. And then Hector and Ricky end up on the run from police.
Yeah.
What a great combination of characters. What a
Mm-hmm.
great journey. Just seeing the way that they have to work together and they eventually make it work. And then everybody else with, you know, uh it's like that's saying you're a bit of a pedophile. No. Freaking what was the Bushman's name?
Oh.
Sam.
Oh yeah, the fucking the conspiracy dude.
Psycho Sam.
Yeah. you guys ever ran into a guy named Psycho Sam? No.
Oh, okay. Well, my name's Sam.
I built a bunker. Oh wait, shit! I didn't build it yet.
What have I been doing with my life?
Yeah, yeah.
What a great freaking story and a great character that everybody comes to love in Ricky Baker. And
Yeah.
just being like a badass, misunderstood kid who wants to do hood rat shit with his friends. Like
With his
he just,
friends, yeah,
but he doesn't have any friends.
yeah.
So it's like
Besides
him
Tupac.
trying to connect. Oh,
Yeah.
man, shout out to Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you see him trying to connect, and then he gets stuck with this one guy who doesn't want to even have anything to do with him. Tried returning him to the authorities and stuff.
Yeah.
But that story of him, Sam making it through the bush, like saving that one, what was it, ranger that was having a diabetes attack or something.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Like, one of us has to stay with him, and then Ricky's like, "Well, have fun with that."
Yeah, have fun with that.
I'm not staying with this guy's about to die. That whole journey, what a fun adventure, and also like different ways it was shot, like the time lapses through the woods, the different shots of people kind of merging together, the cops, child services trying to track them down. That's a fun movie.
Yeah.
And the first time I tried to watch it years and years ago, I was like, okay, I heard this was good. It's like a little mountain adventure, but sitting down for the show to really watch it for the starter kit, you saw exactly why so many people loved it. The chemistry and that relationship between the main characters and figuring it all out.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite character from there, or somebody that you've seen in there? You're like, oh shit, yeah.
Uh, Belly, sorry, Auntie Bella
Mm-hmm.
was probably my favorite person in there.
Yep.
Um,
The
the
homie
freaking
Rachel House, bro.
when she
Come on.
Rachel House as child services agent Paula Hall.
Yeah, the real Terminator. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? Come on, the
I'm
real
more like the
Terminator.
Terminator than you. You're more like Sarah Connor in the first movie when she couldn't do any chin ups. He said, I'm the Terminator. She's like, I keep hunting you. I'm relentless. I'm like the
Yeah.
Terminator. Yo, so good. The way she goes absolutely unhinged
Mm-hmm.
throughout that movie, the further it goes along,
For
no
real.
child left behind. No child left
No
behind.
child left behind. No child left behind.
You'll know what that means. Just you see how freaking committed she is to saving Ricky, even though he doesn't want to be saved. Don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be saved. Don't
Don't
save.
save him. He don't want to be saved.
But yeah, just a great adventure. The dogs. You get a dog death. Spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, there's a bunch of. Also, like we said in Taika movies, it's fun, right? But there's also going to be that emotional gut punch that is apt to hit you when you think it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
You know, it's I just got a dog, and then all of a sudden, mom dies. You know,
Yeah.
I just got a big thing happen, something like that goes on, and Taika knows exactly where to put those moments in the movies, so you feel like you're riding a high. Everything's coming together, and then you realize, oh, we got to start back at square one again because we're
Yeah.
about to be emotionally devastated.
Straight up, man. Yeah. Hunt for the Will of People is number 2 for me, man.
Nice.
All for the same reasons, you know. And I feel like this is definitely like the biggest, maybe like the best combination of Taika's style in a movie, right? At this point, this movie come out what 2016. He had been doing movies already for 10 years before that, you know. So I feel like he was spending that time before then to like really figure out his style, and then it all
Mm-hmm.
comes together perfectly in Hunt for the Wilder People. You know what I'm saying? With
Nice.
the story of Ricky, you know, again, childhood innocence. But he's not even that innocent. He's a lot more emotionally mature than Heck. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
like Heck was the one who was like very old school
Oh,
man, manly
yeah.
man. I don't talk about my feelings. But Ricky's like, dude, you should voice that stuff.
Oh, yeah, you got to process that.
Yeah, you gotta process that. Yeah,
Oh, you
exactly.
haven't processed it yet. You got to do that.
Yeah, you gotta do
Little
that.
fucking 13-year-old kid telling me how to get through it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a cool little flip on that too. So yeah, ditto for me, man. All the same reasons that you said. Beautiful shots, the time lapses,
Oh, my goodness.
the
Yep.
shots of the bush, the shots of the New Zealand bush. Um, Also just impeccable writing again. Like this dude is an awesome writer. Um, yeah, great adventure, and it's cool to see Sam Neill when you're so used to like if you don't watch Sam Neill movies like that and you only know him from Jurassic Park, it's cool to see like the contrast between how he is as Heck versus Alan Grant, freaking, you know. So I don't know, it was cool. Yeah, Taika, and I like Taika's stable of actors that he goes to too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's gonna see it. We're gonna see a lot of these same guys crop up in the movies. You know, Rachel House, David Fonte, Oscar Kitely. Yeah. So, uh, yeah. So number 2,
Nice.
freaking Hunt for the Wilder People, man.
What do you have for your number 3 Taika Waititi movie?
You know what? This one, I was looking at it while we were talking about Hunt for the Wilder People. Oh Jesus, excuse me. And I'm kind of waffling here,
Mm.
but I think I'm gonna stick with it, man. For me, number 3, and maybe it's recency bias too, because like I told you, bro, I just watched it today. But Jojo Rabbit for me is
Yeah.
number 3 because, bro, I mean, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Um, like he, you know, it's all kind of come full circle with like Taika's like low not obsession, but his constant like telling of Nazism in his movies, and I just learned that he's freaking Jewish. We can kind of hear it in his given name. I don't be that guy, but it's kind of in his given name. But um yeah, to see it full blown like that, and him to like expand his scope as far as like story, because most of these stories are very like contained, unless we're talking about the Thor movies, which, you know, it's a freaking Marvel movie. Scope
Mhm.
is going to be huge. They go into space, bruh. But if we're talking about original Taika movies, like he like most of his stories are contained in like a little town. You know what I'm saying? Like a little town or a little city or somewhere in the bush
Mhm.
where there's really nothing significant happening outside in the background as far as big historical events. This one, the huge backdrop behind Jojo Rabbit is fucking World War II. Okay? And his imaginary friend is a fucking idiot ass Adolf Hitler, played by Taika.
Because he's a little German kid, and this is
Yeah,
like
exactly.
the president of his country, so he's like the Führer.
Yeah.
He's trying to
My
be a good
Führer.
little German Nazi German kid.
Dude,
That's so
indoctrinated
crazy.
quick. Yeah, exactly, right. Um yeah, it's all like it's a Taika hallmark, man. And like there's action in there too, and like not even subtle. Like it's depicting war, bro. There's buildings being blown up. Freaking Hitler shows up again at the end after he does what he does to himself. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man.
Yeah. Um yeah, it's just yeah, Taika's really good at bringing out violence, but in a very like kind of constrained way. You know what I'm saying? But this one is just like with the backdrop of war and and yeah, and war and like innocence again. A fucking 10-year-old kid carried this entire movie, you know?
Yeah.
And I like the what is it? I like the other cast members in here too. They got Scarlett Johansson in here. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Sam
go.
Rockwell.
Nice.
Sam
Yep.
Rockwell. The full freaking Alfie Allen.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, Rachel. Wait, was Rachel House in here? No, she wasn't. I'm tripping. No, she was not. But they also had what's his name? Tall white dude, glasses. Ricky Gervais's partner. Big in
Uh
the UK. I forget his name, but
Stephen Merchant.
Stephen Merchant, the Gestapo. Yeah. So what was the story of this movie again, bro?
Oh, for
Just to
Jojo
remind me.
Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, similar to Hunt for the Wilder People, which was based on a novel by Barry Crump called Wild Pork and Watercress.
Mm,
Jojo Rabbit was adapted from a book called Caging Skies by Christine Linenz.
mm,
And yeah, it's this kid trying to live his life in Nazi Germany.
mm-hmm,
Doesn't know that his mother is hiding a Jewish girl in the attic,
mm,
right? And he's going through, he's like, I got it. Basically, he's in like Nazi Boy Scouts. He's like, I got to get ready to join the operation. You know, I
mm,
got to get ready to join the Third Reich. That's his whole vibe, right? And
mm-hmm.
his mom kind of goes along with it because they live in Germany, right? You
Yeah.
can't be against it. But it's just that, like you said, it's wartime backdrop, and all of this is like trying to live a regular life, but that childhood innocence is sapped away from.
Mm-hmm,
You can't live a regular life in a war zone. You can try your
mm-hmm,
best, right? And people do it across the world all the time,
mm-hmm,
but you start to see how those things kind of get into the main character and like his relationships with his mom and other people and his best friend. And this is another thing. Taika's not afraid to like be in his movies
yeah.
because he is
Is
freaking. And he's like, oh, we got to find somebody to play Hitler. No one wants to play Hitler these days. And he's like, well, I'll do it. I'll do it myself. I'll give myself a little mustache, I give
it's a good
and
move.
it's good. And like, yeah, we mentioned like the Nazi imagery in some of the movies. And boy, he kind of moves a picture from the wall of his old room to show his sons a swastika.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get involved in the Nazi stuff.
Yeah.
Because he did, and he knows not to. Sorry, I froze up a little bit there.
No, you're
Can you hear
good.
me?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this movie basically follows around this little boy, little Johannes, um, as he navigates Nazi Germany in the time of the Adolf Hitler.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's his best friend.
yeah.
But
His first best friend, his second best friend, Yorkie, is a real one. I love when
hey,
I love when like every time they meet up, they hug, and like the
yeah,
background gets worse and worse. Right? It's like at the beginning where they meet up to go to their little Hitler Nazi Boy Scout stuff. You know, it's like it's innocent. It's two boys, you know, two best friends about to go and join a youth camp. But as the movie goes on, it's like it just gets worse and worse until it culminates in like the Americans and the Russians coming in to basically liberate the town that they're living in from Nazism or
yeah.
yeah, Nazi occupied, you know, whatever city they're in. So yeah, bro, just little things like that just makes this movie great. And of course, Taika does unbearable sadness really well. You know what I'm saying? With
Rude.
yeah, rude with the mother and the shoes. And you know what? I seen those memes on my timeline before watching the movie. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but still watching it, I'm like, oh, no, they just did Scarlett Johansson like this, bruh.
Bruh.
So I kind of already knew what was going to happen, but still seeing it is still gut punch, bro. Emotional gut punch, and he's good at that stuff.
Emotional
Oh,
damage.
damage. Exactly. He's always so good at that stuff, man. So definitely deserves number 3. What's preventing this from being like number 2 or 1 for you?
Oh, number 1 and 2 are just too good.
Yeah.
It's like Jojo Rabbit can be good, can be like special and unique in that it's like in the 40s on the side of the Nazis kind of perspective.
hmm
But the way Boy and Hunt for the Wilder People are just all around great movies.
Yeah.
There's it's you're not gonna crack those two. So
Yeah.
3 is great.
Yeah.
Three is great.
3 out of 8 is really freaking good, man. Yeah. So okay, so this is where we both had a little trouble as far as the middle.
Mhm.
I think towards the end it's pretty easy, but towards the middle. So we'll go with you, man. What you got for number 4?
All right. So like you said, number 4, the middle is where we kind of some of these movies don't really you know remove themselves from the pack, don't really
Mm-hmm.
stand out as much, even they're all good movies. It's just which one of them should be first.
Mm-hmm.
We watched this movie for the starter kit for Taika month. I have number 4 as What We Do in the Shadows.
Ding 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 ding. That is also mine, man. Why you put it at number 4, dude? Right, did
uh
not crack the top 3. And it's not even honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? So, why number 4?
yeah, I feel like this one is like when Taika stopped doing the writing for Moana, he was like, Disney movies not really my vibe. My vibe is more like I want to go make vampire movies with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
This is possibly Taika's purest movie of himself.
Ooh,
Like he wants,
ooh.
and he's got Jermaine in this movie.
Mm.
There's frick, what was the guy's name? The new guy, Nick. Was it
Oh yeah,
Nick?
yeah, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. The one who got the one who got bit and joined the group late. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fucking idiot.
Corey Gonzalez, Monster. He was also in Eagle versus Shark. Like he's another one. Like Taika had his friends for this movie.
Mm.
Reese Darby, you know, as a we're
Werewolf.
werewolves, not swearwolves. Tie yourself to that tree.
Mm-hmm.
uh, but this one was a mockumentary, right? And in that
Mm-hmm.
time, you talked about it when we were doing the review. There were shows like that, like The Office, that had that same kind of mockumentary, like how they were filmed,
Mm-hmm.
and just the laughs in this movie kind of is also the way Taika makes movies. It's that offbeat humor. I call it New Zealand humor.
It's
Like
definitely New Zealand humor. Yeah.
it's just like making fun of your friends.
Yeah.
It's like saying crazy stuff, random stuff you wouldn't imagine. That's definitely Jermaine in there with that.
Mm-hmm.
Just and then finding these guys who are still working together I think on that Time Travelers. They just did Time Travelers show. Taika did,
Oh, what?
and it's like a history show.
Okay.
But all the vampires are there. Jermaine's in it.
Oh, what?
Jermaine and Jonathan Deacon.
Jonathan Bruh Deacon.
I passed
Freaking
by a
nerd.
castle and I was like, whoa. I was selling my wares.
Oh,
This,
yeah. And he got bit by the oldest vampire, didn't he?
I got bit by a vampire. And it was Peter.
Yeah, it was freaking Peter, the deranged ass old fool. Yeah.
R.I.P. Peter. He made it eight millennia before freaking Nick told the vampire hunter where they lived. But yeah, this one is funny as hell. They're walking around Wellington at night. It's a little darker movie. Like literally, like it's a nighttime. They film at nighttime. They're vampires.
Yeah.
But just going through the life of these three vampires and the regular people shit they have to deal with, as well as the vampire stuff, always very interesting. It was super funny. Liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it rises above some of the other ones that we're going to talk about at 5 and 6.
Yeah. Damn. I like your description of it being like the purest Taika film because of that context, right? The context of he just wanted to make movies with his homies. Fuck you, Disney. All right, I'm gonna come back and make Thor anyway. Wait, so this was before he got offered Thor, right?
Let's see. This movie was released in 2014.
Oh.
And Ragnarok, I think it was like 2015, 2016, he was brought on as the director.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So before, yep.
So number 4 for me as well is also What We Do in the Shadows. I just like I did that based off the strength of the show because I watched the show and it's so good, bro. The show is so good, and just seeing where it all started from and like the lore behind it, now we know that Taika can create like fantasy, bro, but he grounds the fantasy in like very human problems, rent, getting money, getting chicks, going to the bar, you know what I'm saying? Like he grounds these fucking fantastical characters in human emotion, and I thought that was really cool. So this really shows his range, his diversity. But again, I just feel like this movie would not exist without the top, our number one, definitely, without Boy. Without Boy and Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah, he doesn't get the license. He doesn't get the license to do, What We Do in the Shadows if Boy isn't like a big hit 4 years before.
But goddamn, it's really good still, bro. And you know what? I think they make an appearance in the show too. Yeah, the 3. Yep.
Nice.
Taika Jermaine. Yeah, they make an appearance because I think it's that yearly ball that they have that they showed in the movie. I think they showed in the movie, but yeah, they make an appearance in the show, and bro, just like he's so capable of creating like a very deep lore, So it's a good expansion of his skill set. So yeah, number 4, What We Do in the Shadows, man.
Also, if you haven't watched What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show, get on that. I think they're doing like the last season soon, but if you haven't watched any of it, there's so much good, stupid, funny stuff. Who's your favorite character in the TV series?
Laszlo. By far. Laszlo. Come on, bro.
By God, Gizmo. Get out of here. I'm having sex with my wife.
Bro, I gotta rewatch that shit, bro. But I just remember dying at Laszlo every time he showed up on screen, bro. Yeah. So number 4, What We Do in the Shadows. Nice. Go and check these movies out, man. What about number 5, dude? We got 3 more. 4 more? 4 more.
4 more, right? So this is the second half of the list out of his 8 movies that he's directed so far.
All right, man.
At number 5, I've got Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
this is his first Thor movie. This is the third Thor movie in the MCU. Yeah, working with another Islander, Chris Hemsworth. Can I call Chris Hemsworth an Islander?
Nah, man.
Australia, New Zealand? He's New Zealand, right?
He's an Aussie. Yeah, he's an Aussie. It's the fair skinnedness though that might, you know what I'm saying, set it back a little bit. You know what I mean?
Taika gets to direct a huge movie, right? This is like, what was it, $700 million budget? Huge, man. Okay, sorry. No, that was a different movie. This movie made $865 million versus $180 million budget.
God
$800 million in views.
Come on.
$800 million in views. That's crazy. The basis of the storyline is already, out there, right? I can't remember Thor: Dark World at all. What is the Thor
I don't even think I watched Dark World. No, I don't even think I watched it. I just remember him having blonde fucking eyebrows, bruh.
In
This
that
Thor
movie?
had blonde eyebrows in the begin, like the first two Thor movies.
Oh,
I don't think I watched Dark World. I watched parts of the first one. I just remember him having blonde eyebrows, and I was mad at that.
wait, what?
Like, bro, this is fucking stupid. What the fuck does he not have eyebrows, bro? He looks like Sabretooth. What the fuck is this? Oh no, just a dumb minor gripe.
Blonde. Yeah, that. So in Ragnarok, it's like Odin dies. Thor and Loki have to work together to beat their older sister, who they never knew led the freaking armies versus the Nine Worlds. Like, and then you get Scourge, who becomes Hela's freaking executioner. I think it's freaking hilarious. And that they get freaking blasted off of the Rainbow Bridge to freaking Sakaar, which is like a garbage island with a gladiator match happening.
Yep.
He gets picked up by a slave trader, former Valkyrie 142. And the way that entire battle scene plays with the Hulk, and then that friendship of them trying to get off, was a good. I mean, it was a good Marvel movie, but I think it was a fun Taika movie too. You could definitely tell a lot of parts were added in for humor. Korg.
The introduction of Korg. Bringing Korg into the MCU.
And is Korg voiced by Taika?
Yeah. Yep. He still finds a way to be in his own damn movies, bruh. Even a Marvel movie, he finds a way to get in there. Yeah. I got Thor Ragnarok at number 5 too. We might have the same exact fucking list, bro. I was waffling between 5 and 6 also, but yeah, number 5, Thor Ragnarok. Just because I remember being so hyped about the fact that he was directing it, and then when I finally went to go watch it, I was like, yeah, this movie is fun as hell, bro. It made Chris Hemsworth's Thor very like less serious. You know what I'm saying? It made him a fun character to center the movie on. The different interactions when he reunites with Hulk, David Banner, back on Sakaar, I thought that was fun. At that point, I didn't know Taika's style of directing, but now that with that kind of hindsight, I'm like, I can't really see Taika's blueprints in the movie besides the introduction of Korg and some of the quirky dialogue and the fun that they're having. But maybe that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? He's directing a movie under the Marvel machine.
Yeah.
So he can't really do much as far as maybe putting his own spin on things. But the things that he does put in there that look very Taika-like is very Taika-like. So I give it a lot of respect, man. And it was a really fun watch.
There was that the first scene of that movie is Thor versus Satyr. Who is like a fire god, right? Thor is locked in like a cage, and he's like tied up in chains and stuff, and he's like laying flat but rolling around. Anyways, the cage is like turning slowly, and the bad guy is talking to Thor, but the cage turns too much, right? And now Thor is like looking out the back, and Thor's like, hold on.
Okay,
I'm coming around.
Yeah, okay.
Like, wait. I'm coming around. Okay, go ahead. I was like, that was Taika.
Yeah.
That was Taika. We're a minute in, and Taika's like, well, what if we made it kind of like a funny
Yeah.
before the fighting happens? And I was like, that's perfect. I like that
Okay.
a lot. Just
Yeah.
stuff like that. And man, that's a really good point that you make in that Thor's a lot less serious
Yeah.
in this movie. Because the first ones, he was like, I am Thor, huh? Just like,
You
I've
know what I
got to be a
mean?
badass lightning god. But you start to see just a regular dude. I
Hmm.
mean, not a regular dude, but like that type of mentality. And he's just like. Uh, but yeah, also MCU has what they want, so directors don't shine through as much.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was damn. We both had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all at
Yeah.
once. I
This
like that.
this yeah, this might be the changing
This might
point.
be it though.
This might
What
be
do
the
you
changing point.
have
Okay.
at number 6?
All right, man. For me, for number 6, I got Eagle versus Shark.
Same.
Come on, bro. There we go. I got Eagle versus Shark as number 6. Um, yeah, this was, if we're looking at Taika's movie timeline, this would be his first before
Mhm.
Boy, right?
Right.
This is the one that got him some recognition over there in New Zealand. This is when we're first introduced to Jermaine Clement, you know. And I think Lily was his first writing partner. They were together for a long time. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, right. So, I just watched that movie today, and you know what? I gave it too much hype in my head because it is a Taika movie. But after watching it, I'm like, okay, this is very, very early Taika, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely the movie of a director trying to figure out his voice, his style. You know what I'm saying? And the quirkiness is there. It's there in Lily's character too, like her bashfulness, the way she talks to people and interacts with people, like it's in there. Jermaine Clement's like stuck up dickhead geek. You know what I'm saying? Um, and as far like and like as a Taika movie, it's not as strong as his other ones, but that's only because it's his first. You know what I'm saying? I can't give it too much fault, but it's just it doesn't stack up to his other ones. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't stack up. It's the story of like of love, another love story between two socially awkward people. You know, and it's definitely got that Taika feel of small town shenanigans, you know what I'm saying, of people who aren't really like socially social, like who have like strong social skills, you know what I'm saying, the very awkward, the very nerdy, you know what I'm saying. I like that. I like things like that, but I don't know, this movie just wasn't hitting for me, bro. There were parts where I was falling asleep, and it, no fault of Tyka's, man. I just be tired. But what did you think of Eagle versus? I just be tired, bro. I'm sorry. Okay. What did you think of Eagle versus Shark?
I thought, man, I really like this movie. Like
Mm.
you said, it's weird, quirky, awkward, which I can very much relate to.
Yeah.
This was
Buddy.
like any relationship I was like trying to be in growing up as a
Hmm.
teenager or a young adult.
Hmm.
I think I was more in the Lily role. Uh, but this
I
freaking,
definitely identify with Lily, bro.
just like,
Jermaine Clement was pissing me off, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Lauren Horsley as Lily absolutely killed it and was a big part of the writing and directing. Uh, man, yeah. And then Jermaine as like the worst human
Yeah.
freaking ever. And it's like at first it's like, oh, he's socially awkward, so let's back this guy. And then you say, oh, he's socially awkward and a dickhead.
Yeah.
So I get why no one wants to be this guy's friend. But then you're like, oh, his family doesn't like him. And they're like, yeah, I kind of get it. And then you're
Yeah.
like, his dad doesn't love him. And then you're like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
I'm
And
back
now,
on his team. And then it's like, oh, he's a jerk and he dumps her. I'm out.
yeah, I'm out, bro. And that still doesn't even excuse his behavior. Like we see characters like him all the time, but when we meet them, we know that they have a like tragic backstory because he does, bro. He lost his brother and his mom. You know what I'm saying? But goddamn, Jermaine Clement plays that character so good, man, because I hated his guts anyway, despite all that. You know what I'm saying? He had all that tragedy and he can't even treat the people around him good. That's why they don't fuck with you, man. And on top of that, you fucking fight you fight a guy who lost the use of his legs, David Fonde, bro. Fuck you. Don't do that to David Fonde, bro. I'll beat your ass, Jermaine Clement. Fuck you mean? No, I'm just
Yo.
kidding. But yo, that was so bro, it took a minute. I paused that and I was like, dude, is that the oos? That
Yeah.
is the oos. What the fuck?
Shout out David Fonte
I
winning
don't
a
remember
fight.
him ever like being bald in the face, clean shaven. I can't remember a movie where he's clean shaven.
Wait, what?
Yeah, off tops, no. Even in the
I,
tattoos, he had a crazy freaking sideburn beard combo going.
David Fonte changed the hair. He's in and out. He just has some versatility.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? He had hair in there in that wheelchair on Eagle versus Shark, so he was kind of a villain. He was a bully.
Yeah.
He was a bully. The tattooist, he was a straight murderer, bro, and he had hair. I swear to God, our theory is just getting stronger with each
David
movie,
Fonte
bro.
with hair means bad guy.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
Bald David Fonte, good guy. See,
guy.
we figured it out, bro.
Yeah.
So
But
you said you really liked this movie. What was it that you really loved about it?
Yeah. Just the ridiculousness of it.
Mm.
The like opportunities where Taika just puts the most ridiculous situations, most awkward encounters in, and just also like unrealistic. Like, I mean, but I guess it is realistic. But I'm thinking like, why would you stay with this guy? Why would you keep pursuing this guy? He's obviously trash. He's like not into you even. Like, but I don't know. That's just how we are sometimes with relationships. We want to be in them no matter what. And that's just another part of the realness and emotions that Taika decides to make work in his movies. And that, his first movie, so definitely set the standard, set the bar pretty high too.
Fair enough. All right, man. So we got the same all the way through so far, 1 through 6. Number 7. What you got for number 7, man?
I hope we have the same one because I don't want this movie to be last in either of our rankings.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of was in the beginning, but I changed it. I'll explain why, but I got you, man. What's number 7?
Next Goal Wins.
Yes.
2023 sports comedy of the American Samoa national soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
Readapting that the documentary we also broke down on the starter kit. Mm-hmm. We also watched this movie and reviewed it, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it, or check out the movie. Check out the movie if you haven't seen it. It's especially as Samoans, is tough, but I mean, it's cool. It's a cool movie. We've also seen the source material too.
Yeah.
And there were some interesting decisions on the back end to tell the story of the freaking soccer game. In retrospect.
No.
Tough. But Oscar Kiley kills it in here.
Come on,
bro. Was it Fassbender?
Michael Fassbender.
Kaimana, David Fonte, Rachel House. Mm-hmm. Taika's in there as a pastor. Nice little appearance there. And then there's also Will Arnett and Elizabeth Moss. Good movie, fun movie, great story. I don't know what it is about. Maybe we've already seen the story so many times. Maybe it's like we know that's not American Samoa in the the setting. But
you know what? Maybe we are super biased because we did live there. You know what I'm saying? And we
at the time.
We were there during this whole thing. The documentary just comes off way better. You know what I'm saying? It just comes off more I'm more emotionally involved with the documentary. You know what I'm saying? Because they frame it as like a story of redeeming a loss. You know what I'm saying? Of the coach,
how much of that is also seeing people seeing places.
What do you mean?
Like in the documentary, you say it's they tell the
Oh,
story better and stuff. But like I also thought it was like I'm seeing faces of people I've spoken to.
yeah,
I'm seeing cuts of places I've walked on. Like
yeah.
I feel very tied to the documentary. I did not feel that same, closeness with the movie.
That's exactly it, bro. That's exactly it. I feel like the documentary did those players justice. You know what I'm saying? The people on their justice. I feel like the film Next Goal Wins did not. You know what I'm saying? There were parts where he straight looked like buffoons, you know? Looking like straight buffoons. Uh but it just like if we're talking about Taika movies, this is definitely one of like the least Taika movies, you know, especially like he does such a good job of adapting different works like Jojo Rabbit, you know what I'm saying, or creating original stories, you know. So it's like it's kind of a bummer where like the things that we love about Taika movies are just missing in this one, you know what I mean, without even trying to think of what he did to our beautiful American Samoa and the players over there. You know what I'm saying? It's just missing this Taikaness that it didn't have it, you know? And I remember being mad about it when it came out. Me and Seth argued about it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, this movie kind of sucks, dude. I'm kind of mad that it sucks, but I'm glad that it exists. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that it exists that we can talk about this, you know what I mean? And I just wish it was I wish it was great. It's cool. It's not great. It's not
And
Taika Waititi great.
anything you would have changed in the movie or added to make it more Taika, more great?
Probably not the
Center the
stuff.
movie around the white savior.
Yes. Yes, that. And if we are, don't make the two divorce, the husband and wife, Fassbender Elizabeth Moss, because the like one of the parts of the documentary was the fact that they were going everywhere together after
Yeah,
the loss of their daughter. So like the emotional parts of it was just dampened by
yeah.
shit like that.
I
Straight
think
made
that
her look like a
was
whore going out with Will fucking Arnett.
I think that was for the like to play the movie, like he was making those calls and like
Yeah.
or not the calls, but the main problem with him was being separated from his wife
Right. Give it
instead of
conflict.
like losing his daughter. So
Right.
they were trying to hide that for like Taika was like trying to set up an emotional punch, whereas usually we don't know where it's coming from.
Right.
So maybe that was
That's
part of it too. We were like, why
ooh,
aren't they talking about the dead daughter that we saw in the documentary? And he's like,
telegraph the
wait, wait,
fuck out
wait,
of
wait.
it.
He's like, wait, we have to get to that.
Ooh, what a good point, bro. What a good point. I guess that is biased because we already knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was
You
like,
didn't
thinking
even
about it
let
now, I
Tyga
was like,
get there.
yeah, he fucked that up by letting us watch the documentary years ago.
You know what? Yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe that's unfair on Tyka's end, but it's like still, you still could have made something emotional without us telegraphing the fact that, you know, that they were gonna go back to him losing his daughter. But there was more things in there, Taika. There was more things in that documentary that you didn't put in your movie. Okay? And you did a lot of them injustices. I'm mad. I'm mad all over again.
I'm gonna need to rewatch it again because
For
I
real.
watched it in theaters. I think twice. I bought the movie as soon as it came out. I was like, I am supporting.
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
dude, again, give Lance his fucking money. We know what you based that damn show on, okay? Give Lance his money. What is you talking
oh,
about? Give him his money.
oh man.
God.
Who's on the plane?
Welcome back to Who's on the Plane,
Yeah,
aka
that's
Flight
Flight Night.
Night.
Yeah,
Give him
Flight
his
Night.
money, Taika. Shit.
Yeah. Next
Yeah,
Goal
man.
Wins definitely was in theaters. It got a big push. I don't think it sold as high as they were hoping for, but glad that it's a movie and a story that got more attention, more views, and
Hey,
hopefully more people see the documentary, the source
please.
material. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
All
So,
right, here
all
we
right.
go. The very last of the 8 completed Taika movies is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Look, man. Maybe this is cheating. Yeah, I don't. The only reason why it's not number 7 is because the fact that I identify with Next Goal Wins as far as having Samoans on there. So there's still some camaraderie with Next Goal Wins. Thor Love and Thunder, I'll be honest, I didn't even see it yet. I haven't seen it, but God, I just heard the reviews were just atrocious. People were shitting on this movie bad. And that's unfair of me to just base this on that because, again, I haven't seen it. But, I mean, the people who have just seem to think that this movie was just not that good. You know, it was at this point, it was with this movie that people were like, okay, maybe Taika's losing his luster. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah. Like, it got
it's
that
hard to
bad.
go like 8 for 8.
You know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, this one came out in 2022. It
Yeah.
just came out,
Mm.
and people still haven't seen it. I think I saw
Mm.
it once. I remember the beginning story of it for the villain.
Mm.
He's like, I'm gonna take out all the gods, and then that eventually gets
Oh,
to
yeah,
Thor
Christian.
because he's a god.
Yeah.
Um, Jane is in there. Natalie Portman returns as one
Mm-hmm.
of the Thors. Mjolnir. What? There's a but he
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, and there's
Mjolnir.
also the Stormbreaker,
Oh,
which is
the
like the
hammer
new one he's got after
or
Avengers
axe.
Endgame.
Uh-huh.
Or no, it started in Avengers Infinity Gauntlet. What was? Oh my goodness, what was the first Thanos one called?
Before
Uh,
Endgame.
of Avengers Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Okay, yeah. So it's I think it was in there that he goes and gets that Stormbreaker one.
Yeah.
Um, because in part three, Mjolnir gets blown up by his older sister. She
Oh
freaking
yeah.
crushes it. Yeah. So and there's also Russell Crowe as Zeus. There are like those gods.
Uh-huh.
But I don't remember the full on story here or how it ends.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I don't want to say forgettable, but I forgot. So I don't know if that makes it forgettable.
It sounds pretty forgettable, bud.
It's tough. Okay, yeah, and it's like I think Jane dies because the cancer, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't have a lot to say about this. I will read some stats. This one released in June of 2022.
Mm.
Uh, Budget of 250 million.
Golly.
$250 million made 761 million. So
Was
made
that
money
good?
back. I mean, that's like
Yeah.
three. Yeah, you made like 500 more than you spent on it. 500 million more than you spent on it.
But this is
But
a
if you remember
Marvel.
the last Thor, it
Mm-hmm.
was only 120 and it made even more money. It
Yeah,
was less to make and
that's
it made
true.
more money. So definitely the numbers on here don't look great as
Ugh.
far as where the arrow is pointing for that. But also, I think people were getting tired of Thor movies. This is the fourth Thor movie plus
Mm-hmm.
all the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so
The superhero
maybe people were
fatigue.
just fatigue. They're just getting hella tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you? I mean, you said you haven't seen this. You're
Yeah,
basically basing
nah.
it off of like the other reviews and stuff.
Yeah, I read its Wikipedia. I've read some of the original not the comics, but like, the lore behind the comics and Gore the God Butcher. I think it's really cool that they had Christian Bale in there of all people as a Marvel villain.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think they fucked him up too. They fucked up Gore. So, just all the bad reviews people were saying, it just kind of turned me off from the movie, but fuck, I guess I should watch it, man.
Uh, on Metacritic,
Dog.
the film has a weighted average score of 57 out of 100, with 64 critics indicating mixed or average reviews.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes reported an approval rating of 63% with an average rating of 6.4 out of 10. Uh,
Okay. So
Rotten
just
Tomatoes says, in some ways, Thor Love and Thunder feels like a Ragnarok redo,
mm,
but overall, it offers enough fast paced fun to make this a worthy addition to the MCU.
mm.
So that, I mean,
Just
that's
mid.
probably the best line for it.
Hey, fair enough. Just mid across the board. It ain't outright terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we know that Taika can just do better.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think the expectations for a freaking Marvel movie is like, let's get some action, advance the story. That might not be exactly his cup of tea, even though he came
Fair.
back for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want your quirky New Zealand humor. All right, Taika. I want you to blow some shit up, okay?
Yeah, do some thunder, do some lightning, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of
For real.
lightning.
We want some love and thunder in there. All right, you weirdo.
Oh, that's what it says. It's a romance movie. He wrote it as like a romance, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Not,
But what?
I mean, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for
Huh.
Thor, like trying to figure out, I mean, even bigger, like villains that are
Yeah.
coming every year. It's like, you know, a bigger, wider, stronger villain. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie just because I don't think it's that bad. But I feel it is. I don't know. Uh, I might have to rewatch it.
I
But yeah,
should watch it. I should just watch it
yeah.
and redo this shit. Redo this segment.
We're good
Nah,
at this
fuck
part.
all that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the exact same list across the board, bruh.
We did
We're
not plan that,
No, we
guys.
didn't. We're fucking good at this. That's why.
We've
um,
been doing these movies together. We know what we're looking for.
Come on, bruh. Again, thank y'all for coming this far, man. For getting this far into the review. Let us know if we were wrong. Let us know if we were right, man. Let us know
Yeah.
if you agree. If y'all seen any Taika movies, which one is your favorite? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hit us up everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. Talk some shit or don't. I'm sensitive. You know what I'm saying? We're sensitive. You know what I mean? You got anything for him, bro?
That's it. Shout out to Taika. Shout out to Taika Month. Shout out to Marcus. It's the
Yeah.
starter kit.
Yeah.
We ain't here. Roll the
Yeah.
credits.
Yeah. Shout out to Taika. Okay. Come on the show, man. Come on the show, dude. You, Rachel, Oscar,
Yeah.
Kavika, all of you, man. Let us know, man. All right, cool file. Bye.